We are back with Voyager class Skyhammer. This is a really nice looking figure. Really no complaints on the figure front here. I hope he makes it into the movie. He's a great design, nice detail, overall great look. Not much to say bad about this figure overall. Look at some of the details throughout the body. He almost has kind of like a Gundam or a mech suit look to him. I'm not real familiar with those things, but I get that vibe. So maybe if you guys know more about that, you can comment on that. But I don't care if he looks like that or not. He looks great as he is. So whatever that is that he looks like, it's fine with me. Look at the face detail a little bit, see if we can get that. Got a really nice menacing face. The package description talks about him like he's one of the Autobot generals type of character. Really mean type of dude. That's fine with me. Fits the character nicely. Let's first talk about his mech tech. First of all, he's got the actual mech tech gun. A lot of ports. He's got ports on his arm, both sides, on his back, in his shoulder region. It fits nicely on the arms, on the front of the arms for sure. On the back, you kind of have to finagle the flaps a little bit, and usually you have to extend it like that permanently, but that's okay. The mech tech itself is not one of my favorites. It looks alright like a gun like that, and it looks okay extended, but overall it's just kind of bulky and awkward, so I don't care for it too much. As far as removable accessories, he also has these thruster things back here, which look great on robot mode. They're part of his almost non-existent backpack, so I like to leave them there. But you can also remove them, pop them off, and put them on his forearms. And although I like to leave them on the back, I like to put them on the forearms too. I'll show you a little bit better in just a second. They look great on his forearms. When you're posing him, give him kind of a War Machine type of look. He looks great with those on his forearms as well. Contributes to the overall look of the figure. The transformation is great on this guy. As you can see, he's got his helicopter blades. They fold back over his chest and his torso. Really nice way that Hasbro got around having those blades on the figure. They're not just hanging off the back like they were on Grinder from ROTF. They are nicely incorporated into the figure and they look great. The cockpit for the helicopter looks good as shoulder pads. You can bring those up a little more, swing the arms down still, or you can leave them down, swing the arms around. Give them a couple different looks. A lot of choice with this figure, I guess. You're supposed to have these things here folded up the way they are. I kind of like having them down. They give them a more filled out look, kind of a more like shoulder pad type of look. I like that a lot. In terms of articulation, we have, like I said, the shoulder, the cockpit part moves up and down, and the shoulder moves within that. It does rotate there. He's got a swivel there, elbow joint as normal. That's about it. His hands move a little bit, but that's mostly for transformation. You're probably not going to use that a whole lot. No wrist rotation, but that's okay. If you want to, bring his arm forward and rotate it like that at the bicep. Really not a problem. Head rotates and looks up and down just a little bit. He doesn't have a lot of room in there to move, but it is on a ball joint. Another nice feature that a lot of these guys are getting is the torso swivel. He does have that, and it looks great on him. It works well for posing. He's a little narrow in the hips, kind of. He's got a big upper body and kind of big legs. Waist is a little small, but that's fine. It doesn't look bad. He's got a swivel under the knee, and it's kind of crooked, so it makes him look knock-kneed sometimes, which isn't the best, but it is there. He's got a regular knee joint in there also. Standard hip joint in and out, front to back, no problems there. The foot articulation really doesn't exist. They move, but that's really just part of the transformation. You can't bend them up at all. The heel moves a little bit, but it doesn't really help. So there's not a whole lot of foot articulation. One thing you'll have to watch out for, these pieces right here, they pop back in. You're supposed to leave them out for robot mode, but they pop in real easily. What you can do though, not a big deal, just push them back forward. They do snap in place, so you're not just going to bump them probably, but if you're posing them a lot, you'll probably end up having to pull them back out a few different times. There you go. He really doesn't have a backpack, just these two fin things. They don't look bad from the side. They don't stick out a whole lot, especially when you put the guns back up in there. It fills them out nicely, and the backpack is really not an issue in any way. He's got a lot of nice details, nice sculpt, really great posing, especially with those blades tucked in on there. Gives the figure a real dynamic look. I like it a lot. I really do. I hope he makes it into the movie. See if we can get a nice angle, a nice shot. Go. Very dynamic figure, and he doesn't have any trouble standing. Just really nice overall. I would suggest you buy him. If you're really only into the movies, you might want to wait a little bit and see if he comes out or is in the movie, I guess. Otherwise, go buy him. No complaints here. For the robot mode, giving him a 9 out of 10, just like Shockwave. Nothing wrong with this guy. A couple of small issues, but it shouldn't really bother you. I would definitely recommend buying him. Let me get him transformed and then we'll talk about that mode.